Hello, hello. Welcome to our
Good
home.
afternoon.
Thank you.
Welcome to Bastille.
Yes.
My name's Augusta. Hello.
Hello.
My name is Samuél Lopez Barantes.
And this is our humble abode in Paris, in the heart of Bastille, the 11th arrondissement.
We've been here, 4 years.
Yeah.
Very good friend of ours who I used to do laundry in this apartment like 12 years ago because I couldn't afford to go to the store, and so.
Well,
I
your friend was living here.
Yeah.
This is his place. And then your twin brother lived here for a period of time.
Yep, who's also featured in a video.
In a past video.
Exactly.
Aaron. Yeah.
And I moved here in 2021
Mm-hmm.
after we met in Paris. And it was still COVID, almost COVID lockdown. It was the second lockdown, kind of. And the owner of the place was in London, obviously not able to come back to Paris. And so the place was kind of just sitting here empty. And we told him, we're moving and we need a place. And he was like, thank goodness, it's yours. And how many square meters is it?
It's about 30 square meters. You can add a little bit if you add like the storage upstairs, but livable space, about 30. And obviously we get some nice light right now.
Yeah, I can't believe the sun is coming in now. It was just like pouring rain minutes ago.
Yeah, literally when I came, it was raining, and we're so lucky.
I'm
Paris
so lucky.
rain.
I mean, look at this. It's so nice in the mornings when the sun comes in like this. This place is magical.
Yeah.
I love it.
Gus, would you like to show the kitchen, our glorious kitchen?
Sure, I'm gonna pour
Let's
some more
start here.
coffee too. This is our little kitchen, little open plan. I've decided I always have to have the kitchen and the living room connected. Like, I could never have it separate, I think, again. So, unfortunately, that's one of the criteria.
Sure.
Well, I painted these tiles, not perfectly, but before they were like these kind of Band-Aid pink tiles that had regular white paint on them. And when you paint tile with regular paint, after time, if it gets wet and hot because it's a kitchen, it'll peel. And so it had this like horrible peeling white paint. And one day I said enough, and I scraped it like a maniac until it was all gone. And then I painted the checkers. This was all here. Damien had this. I like all the wood in the house, like all the kind of
Yes, lots
raw
of
wood.
Yeah.
Very cozy kind of
Yeah,
cabin.
this is the scary. This is not like fun and cool, but just an interesting thing. Like just for how Paris apartments, you have to maximize the space. This is where the hot water heater is.
Oh yeah, okay.
So
No storage.
no storage, no, and it kind of eliminates the verticalness of the place. But yeah, this is where we cook,
Very cool.
and this is where the overflow of our books goes. You can see that there's books almost everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got here I can take those little...
Yeah.
I am a novelist, so collecting books or otherwise just buying them and then not having anywhere to put them is my main expense. And
And it'll cost us when we're moving as well.
yeah, so one of the cool things Augusta and I last year did is publish my second novel. I bought back the rights to my first novel, and then we started our own little publishing house, which is called
Kingdom Anywhere.
Kingdom Anywhere. I bought this years ago.
Oops.
Yeah. So Kingdom Anywhere is a Anglophone publishing house. It's a little micro press. It's us. And this is my second novel that I put out last year. This is an updated edition. Requisitions. It's historical metafiction set in both contemporary world and Nazi-occupied Poland. So heavy subject, but obviously quite still topical. And
It's an extremely good book, which, not to plug ourselves, but it's like an extremely...
here you are.
Please plug yourself. That's
Please
fine.
plug
it's just a fabulously relevant subject that he happened to start writing 10 years ago after years and years of studying this and getting a master's in the psychology of genocide, basically. And, it was a novel that he tabled for years, and then during COVID rewrote the manuscript, and then I helped him edit the final couple versions, and we said, let's not wait for a traditional publisher to tell us that you have to change it or make it more commercial or I was like, we can make a book. I come from a background of graphic design and photography, and so we made it, and we actually we just published our friend's second book.
Oh, you have it there?
I have it here.
Because I have it here too.
Then we published our friend's poetry book, Mitali Mehta. She's an American who lives in Paris. And it's called Spill. And this is the gorgeous poetry book that we designed and published. And she just had an event a couple weeks ago. She's almost sold out of her print run. So that's our our motto too, is we do limited edition print runs. So basically once they're gone, they're gone. And then if people want to sell them, if authors want to upload them to Ingram Spark or like an on-demand, print-on-demand service, we'll kind of like guide them through that process.
Here, let me reveal a treasure of the home.
Oh yeah, this is cool.
You think it's just a desk, but alas.
Oh, damn.
It is my Nord Electro. I'm obviously a pianist. Well, not obviously, no, it's obvious. I was actually in a band with my twin brother, Aaron, who was in the video a couple weeks ago, and this was kind of the gear that I bought so that we could play our big shows and put all the synths on. I'm now more focused on kind of solo piano vocal work. But there you go. It's a small keyboard, but for a space like this is ideal.
Yeah.
And my friend Luke, who's a very talented man, I commissioned this from him. He's a carpenter.
Yeah.
And it fits perfectly on top. I thought that this would be my writing desk. Turns out, I still have to go to
Not
the
so
It
much.
has too much piano energy around
Exactly,
it.
yeah. And then we have, Augusta being a photographer, there's quite a few photos of hers as well that are up here on our...
Yeah, so you can
art
tell we have no shortage of art, either collected or gifted or made by myself or friends of ours. This is my very talented friend in New Orleans, Mary Cinto. She's more of an abstract painter, but she lives in New Orleans, and of course the oysters are iconic, so she gifted that to me. And this is a friend of mine in New York City, Alistair Dunn. He's a fabulous black and white photographer, and he's like a very kind of influential person in my... I happened chance met him when I was just graduated. I was photographing, I think, his family's Thanksgiving dinner. And he was like, "Oh, you're a photographer. I have some gear." And he gifted me, very graciously, a whole set of Profoto strobes from like the 90s. They were very old, but they were perfect. And I used them for like the first 5 years of my career to do all my jobs. And he just gave them to me. So really amazing guy. The lava lamp. That was an essential purchase from, over the holidays. I think we were both sick and we were laying on the sofa sad and sick, and I was like, I'm going to buy it.
She bought a lot of them, and I bought Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah.
So
we played video
we both
games.
got what we wanted.
You needed some 90s to early 2000s
Exactly.
nostalgia.
Yeah, nostalgia.
Yeah.
I had always had one in my bedroom as a kid.
Yeah, definitely.
We found a lithograph of Cocteau up there in the south of France. This guy just had this really cute vintage kind of antique store, and we were like, is this what we think it is?
It's either real or it isn't, and we still love it.
All the art experts out there, just tell us it's real, even if it's not, you know?
But I think it is a lithograph. I mean, whether it was actually,
Right.
made while he was alive or if it was just printed later. Mais voilà. And then this is just like a slew of other amazing artists in our life. This is Farah Alimi. She's an amazing American Syrian painter that lives here. She's going to have a solo show coming up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. She's planning it right now with her friend Emma. These are my dogs, who sadly are not in Paris, but they're in the U.S.
Oh, this is actually kind of a cool painting. This is my dad did a lot of watercolors when he was in a transitional moment in his life, thinking what is he going to do next, and he said he's just going to do the very Japanese, once a day do a brushstroke until he's found what his new life passion will be. This was one of like 60 that he did that I liked, but he ended up becoming an event designer and planner and became his own company in North Carolina.
Did he find that clarity during that project?
It was watercolor a day, just one single stroke, and whatever reason that resonates with me.
Yeah.
This
is Aaron. You probably saw his work in his thing,
Yes.
but he did us some memory lines. This is kind of like our falling in love story, and just like the kind of narrative around when we met was during COVID, and we stayed in this log cabin, and it was. I love that. That was one of the gifts. I think you gave this to me for my birthday.
That was for it's like the Gertrude Stein style. Just put art on top of art and cover the walls.
I see some MJ.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm a
Big basketball fan.
Yeah.
big Michael Jordan. Oh, let me show you this. This is the real.
Okay.
This is the real winner. I'm not as much of a collector as my brother of old school basketball cards, but
Oh yeah.
I found this in a roadside gas station when I was 12 years old out of a packet. This was the height of my dreams of being a
Nice.
basketball card collector. So I'll be keeping this. But we grew up in North Carolina.
You
so-
still have the peel on it. You
I
didn't
still have
take-
the peel. Oh,
Oh, mamacita.
look at that cat.
Nice catch.
It's protected.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine.
And then maybe we go up to the second floor, which
Yeah.
is very
Yeah.
rare.
Wait, so tell him when you used to come here and do your laundry.
Yeah.
These stairs weren't here. It was just a ladder.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I
So-
would climb.
It was like a very steep, kind of more vertical ladder, and then years later, the owner of the place built these stairs.
All right. Okay.
Thank goodness. So,
Yeah.
mind your head.
Watch your
Yes.
head, yeah.
We'll go up.
More
Not much to
more
show up
books.
here.
More books. Yeah, books. They go all around your apartment, basically.
Yeah, these are more photography themed books, I would say. They're kind of more my like personal collection of photo books.
Right.
And more art, And then this is my creative workspace, desk space. I kind of swap out everything that's like on the wall, maybe like once or twice a year. So I redid it in January. I kind of went with the black and white theme
Right.
this time.
I was gonna say that. Yeah, black and white vibe.
Yeah, I think that was speaking to me before. It was kind of like reds and oranges, but Samuel gifted me this desk for my birthday. I think it was the first birthday I had in Paris. This is real. It's not staged.
Yeah.
Work.
Clippers.
Work of a photographer.
Yes, lots of things to edit. But yeah, he gifted me this desk because, I went from living in New Orleans in 1,000 square feet, and I had a studio that was separate, that was also 1,000 square feet, which is wild. And then I came here, and so I didn't have a kind of allocated space. And for my birthday, we went to the art store, and he was like, we're going to go pick up your birthday present. It was this giant box, and you carried it back like 20 minutes. Like,
It's a good little workout.
and we built it. But it's been kind of, to have a space of one's own to, think creatively and just have that landing pad is really important, especially in a tiny space like this.
And we're going to find a new apartment soon.
Yeah, so we have to move. Unfortunately, we knew we would eventually, that the owner would want to sell it and do renovations to improve it in order to sell it and get, of course, the maximum return on the space.
If I could find a desk in a home, that's the real dream,
Yeah, I
Writer's
think
desk.
we're ready for more space. I definitely want more wall space for art and more bookshelf space for books. And if we could have a creative space,
Why not?
to close the door and work, gosh, that'd be amazing.
And this is where all of the magic happens in this very fancy bathroom.
I knew you were gonna say that. I don't know why.
Did
but
you really?
Yeah, I don't know. I had a hunch.
We don't have any sunlight in it, but
Okay.
I'm a big bath fan. Turns out I've never taken a bath in this because the water heater, not so much,
Yeah.
and it doesn't have the vibe of a bathtub
Yeah.
room yet.
And you have some stones in your. I never seen that.
Yeah, this is actually something my father has always done, just putting stones that he finds from wherever in the sink. It adds a little naturalist element. I like it.
Yeah.
Or
And it
like
sounds
things
nice,
you find, like this is a piece of like tile. There's a couple of pieces. And whenever I go somewhere, I grab one little thing. Or people have gifted us rocks.
Right.
My friend Dan Gomez gave me this rock.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a nice touch.
First time I see this.
Oh, yeah.
So cool.
Well, maybe it'll blow up now.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I owned the patent to that idea.
We're
so
gonna start a
please.
trend.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about this place is that it has a lot of storage. So that whole area back there, and then like the whole length of the bathroom, has storage. It's like madness in there right now.
Yeah, that's good to put all of your clunky like things that you don't want to put on display.
Well, it's the best is like you have all your suitcases. You have the suitcases full of like your summer and winter clothes. So like when we switch out clothes for the season, we'll take out all the suitcases there and then put them back. Whatever, vacuum, those kind of things you don't want to see.
So that's the second floor.
Yeah, and you have a nice little
We have a nice skylight.
skylight. Yeah.
Yeah, it has kind of a tree house feeling to it.
In general, I would say like I feel more like I'm in a house, not really in an apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is really rare.
I
in the
wonder if
center.
it's
Exactly.
because of like the wood.
I think
I think
exactly
it's
this.
like the exposed wood
Yeah.
because a lot of places either have just like sheetrock or like plaster, and it feels very urban apartment.
Exactly.
But there is something about the wood that I will miss. I think it's something I subconsciously like am looking for
Yeah, for sure.
in a new place. But I am kind of looking forward to not having to crawl into bed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just have like a normal bed that you just sit
Sure.
onto instead of get onto the floor.
Yeah.
But you know, that's the bohemian lifestyle in Paris.
Right. Okay, let's go down again.
This is the emergency rope in case you need to rappel outside of the window onto the roof of the kebab shop in case of emergencies.
I also never seen that. Is that something that you were given, or you just?
It came with the apartment.
It came with the apartment,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah,
we would
apparently
practically know what to do with it in an emergency, but
You'll figure it out
Yeah, exactly.
with the adrenaline. Yeah.
yeah, you'd have to just Jason Bourne out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so downstairs is,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
is Roquette, which is one of the most kind of hustling and bustling streets of this neighborhood. Because you have Rue de Lap down there, so it can be kind of loud in the summer when you have the windows open.
But yeah, other than that, like right now, it's very quiet. Yes.
Yeah, it's calm. But you get used to it, I think, when you live in a city for a long time. You know.
Yeah.
Those sounds. What else do we have?
I like how all of your books are.
Color
Color
coded.
Color-coded,
for the
yeah.
most part. Yeah.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
We have old manuscripts that I wrote. You know, you still gotta remind yourself there's still work to be done.
Right.
We've got a lot of friends on the bookshelf, though. I mean, John Baxter is a legendary. He's an Australian author who's lived here for ages, and he's written a lot of books on Paris, and he's done a lot of biographies on
Prolific
directors.
guy. This, like, if anyone out there likes the history of Paris, this is the best book I've read in a long time. Working class history of Paris. It's all the stories you never heard because they didn't have a lot of money.
Right.
Highly recommend it. But yeah, this is the thing about living in a small apartment. You end up, I mean, your art and the books become
Part of
really
it.
the decor because there's no other option.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
we're thankful to have been here for 4 years now.
Yeah. And how much are you paying, or how much did you pay?
We're paying about $1,200 all included.
Okay.
You know, with the charge, etc., which is extremely fortunate. And in part, it's because we know the landlords. It's also because the rent hasn't really been raised in a decade.
We've been looking, obviously, for apartments, and we've been finding that if you were to find this apartment, it would probably
be more now.
16, 17.
Right.
I think in this era.
Yeah.
And in this part of town,
For sure.
you're just like so in the center of Paris.
But it's been helpful just as two artists to have our individual space. The stairs is essential because you at least have the
separation.
the veneer that you have your space and your partner upstairs.
Yeah.
That's in Paris very hard to find, as you know, you live here.
Yeah.
But we'll find it because somebody out there already has the spot for us.
Yeah.
I think that's about it, you know?
Yeah, very cool. Super cool place. First place that I've seen that has 2 stories basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love all of the wood. Like I said, it makes me feel like I'm in a house. Not even in a city. But yeah, thank you guys so much for letting me film your apartment.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you, sir. It's been a
And
pleasure.
yeah, I guess that's it.
All right.
Thank
Ciao,
you.
ciao.